This is Ray here with Easy Simple Mechanic. Um, just hope you enjoy this episode. We're starting to get to where it's going to get exciting. It looks like we're going to try and bring the frame down underneath the truck and see if we can have enough clearance to get it out of there. At least far enough we can remove the front suspension and all off of it and onto the new frame. We've got to see if we're going to be able to hold up the engine and the transmission where it needs to be. And then we just got to keep making progress on this. I think we'll get there. It looks pretty good. We've got the truck up high enough. So now we're just hoping to get to where we can make some progress on moving stuff over to the new frame. So enjoy the episode. Thank you. So we're back. So this is the setup that I was talking about earlier for how to do this. As you can see, we've got the A-frame hoist that we built going over the top. It's holding the engine in place and helping hold the front part of the cab up. As you can see, I've got my engine hoist here, which allowed me to lower the frame down. That's all the way down now. It's sitting on the little wheel dollies on both sides. I had a little bit of a struggle. I couldn't get those bolts off of the mount. Remember I told you that I had to unbolt it? Right there's the motor mount. So rusted up there, I couldn't get that loose. So we had to wiggle and jiggle to get that out of there, but it finally came loose. The other thing is, don't forget there's a connector right here on this brake distributor here. So don't forget to disconnect that either. I almost forgot that one. And then we have a jack stand holding up the transmission right now, but we ran this 4x4 post from either side. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and lift up the tranny, let it rest on this 4x4 post so we can drop that frame all the way down, and then we can move it out. That'll give us a chance to get this frame slided out of here. But as you can see, it does take some setup. Here's the jack stands holding the cab up on some blocks. Had to do that to get some distance there. And then these are set up to hold the transmission in place. So this jack's all the way down already, so we're gonna have to jack this up to get those other wheel dollies on the back here so we can roll it out. And then we'll be able to just glide it, move it, and then we'll be able to start working on moving the stuff over to the new frame. Looks like I only needed one 4x4 post that I had laying around, but the strap, see, I had to put the strap around the motor because there wasn't anywhere to latch onto the engine. So anyways, you can see there's a lot of mud and stuff up in here. I think this guy must have been in a flood or something, or a river that carried this thing down, and maybe that's what smashed it. Maybe it hit a rock or something, but there's mud everywhere up in here, starting to rust everything. So I'm gonna take this pressure washer, I'm gonna wash all the mud off, and then I'm going to take some Scotch-Brite pad and some etcher acid or whatever it's called, and I'll put some of that on there to stop the rust. And then we'll do that to all the components, because man, it's everywhere. That rust got on everything. So I'm just gonna put that stuff on there and see if it doesn't stop all that rusting going on. But as you can see, we're all the way down. No more tension here. So that's how we do that. Hopefully we can get the radiator, lower radiator support, or whatever you want to call it, that goes across the bottom, line that up and get that up there before we get the other frame up in there. So that's kind of what the trick is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a jack under there and raise the transmission up, get the jack stand out of there, so then we can go ahead and pull all this stuff out and get this thing out of there. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a challenge, especially today. It was windy. Getting that hood off was not easy. So yeah, I feel like I'm rambling on now, but I guess if there's any questions you all can ask. It was a little bit challenging, but finally DIY way of doing a frame swap without a lift. So there you go. We pulled this puppy off. We pulled the axles off. We got it sitting here, and that frame is finally ready to come out, and those parts are just waiting for a new home, so we can get this put back together, and then we can go have some fun. Anyway, I guess that's gonna be it for today. It's been a long day. Is this a short video? I know, because I recorded earlier this morning to give you guys all the stuff that we did yesterday. But yeah, this little piece here was a little bit challenging, getting everything leveled and off without dropping anything, and then wiggling that engine out of there. Since that frame was so bent, it was right up against the motor mounts and it wasn't letting it come loose. So that was a challenge, but we finally got that done. Yeah, also when we went to take off the differential here, it lost the weight in the back and the front end tipped a little bit, so we had to hurry up and get to the front so we could level it out again. So anyways, the key thing here is that you got to keep the frame level. So whatever you do, when you go to let it down, you want to make sure that you go a little bit on either side, a little bit in the back, a little bit in the front, back and forth. Now this jack that I bought worked out really good. You can use, you know, 2 hydraulic floor jacks, probably would work just as good. The only thing is, yeah, you gotta let each one down, so it makes it a little more challenging. This thing sure helped to make that balanced, so when we let it down, it let it down evenly. The other thing you could do, I guess, is you could use a engine hoist on the front, engine hoist on the back. I bought one of those cheapy Harbor Freight ones that I was planning to cut up and make into a frame machine and make a mount for my trailer on it, but maybe that would have worked just as well back here. You know, just strap it up and let it down in the back evenly. Anyway, so that's it for now. Go through here and try and get this these wire harness and brake lines all moved from, you know, right along there. We're gonna try and get all of this stuff moved over to the new frame, and I'm just kind of trying to get a good video so that we can see where the routing is, and you know, try and get all of that onto the new frame. and we'll go from there. At the end of the day, probably gonna take the pressure washer and hit that mud up front and everywhere I can, and try and get some of that etching prep on here, so that it'll be dry, so that tomorrow we'll be able to move all the rest of the stuff. Now, one thing that I plan to do is probably chop up this frame. I may be able to get something for the back half of it that's straight. So I plan to make a cut with my Sawzall, and I'll probably just go ahead and cut this frame in half, probably somewhere right about here, just the other side of this cab support. And that way, if somebody wants to replace the back half of the frame, they want to do that, I think they sell the back half. So if somebody wants to do that, has a rear end accident or something, maybe they can use it. It's in pretty good shape, so we might try and get something for it to help with the build here. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. To get all this mud off towards the end of the day, we'll pressure wash all of this mud, get it off. The other thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this fender. I hadn't pulled it because I thought I might try and straighten this fender support and battery tray support, but I think I'm going to go ahead and remove the fender, and I've got a plan for going ahead, and I'm just going to replace this whole thing all the way back in there so that I don't have to fiddle with trying to get all of this stuff lined up. We'll go ahead and do that so that we can get the new support in and get it ready for when we put the frame back in. So that's kind of be the plan for today. So the plan is to try and get all this stuff off of this old frame, get all that wiring and lines off and onto the other frame along with the cap mounts, and then chop up the frame and get it out of the way so that we can continue working. Then we'll go ahead and pull the fender off, and we'll start figuring out how we're going to cut up those supports and try and get them out of there so we can get the new stuff in place and get it ready for the new frame. So we're on shots in between. I think you guys already got to see what we had going here and how we're getting this frame out of there, the setup, and how we've got the transmission supported now. We've got this support that goes all the way across the bottom here now, holding up the transmission. I put that jack in there for now, that jack stand, if we can see it. Let me see it. Know where we're shooting here. I put that jack stand in there just in case that wood breaks or something. It'll hold up. It shouldn't. I think it's plenty strong to hold that up, but I figured, well, never better be safe than sorry. So we'll put that in there when we get ready to remove that frame all the way out. Then we'll go ahead and take that out or put the other one in, because I think what I'm going to do, like I said, if I take a Sawzall to this and cut this in half, then I won't need to remove that anymore until we get ready to go in with the new frame. So that's the setup here. And so once again, just so you guys get a good look at this, and maybe if you have better ideas, that'll work. That'll be great. I still think I could have done with this with having one of those what are they called, outriggers, or one of those machines that are used in the power pole delivery to load and unload and set up poles, transformers, what have you. If we could have done that and just removed the cab, that would have been one way of doing it. But this is a good way also, because you don't have to hook up or disconnect any of the hoses and stuff. Had it not been for the accident being on the front end and having to remove the radiator and all of that, none of that would have had to have been disconnected, and this all could have been done without, you know, taking any of that stuff out, none of the front end. So I still think there's some use for doing it this way. You don't have to disconnect the stuff going back to the transmission or any of that, or any of the wiring to pull it back around and try and get it all hooked back in the right places. So, you know, that's a different take on it. You don't have to remove the engine off of the frame and move it to the new frame and then set it in, all of that kind of stuff, and then try and lower that cab back down. So there's some pluses and minuses. I think there's some uses for this. In my case, I kind of had both. I had that accident, so I had that whole front end off anyway. So, you know, but definitely suspending that up there like that has some risks. You know, you got the engine hanging there, so make sure you use a good strong strap or chain. The chain, I didn't want to use it on the bottom of the engine because, you know, since you're just pulling up against, as you can see, transmission line, an oil pan, and other items, valve covers, as you come around the engine, I didn't want to put, you know, chain pressure on it anywhere where something might break, especially that plastic on the valve cover. So anyways, if you get a good strong strap, that ought to be good enough. So folks, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. As you could see, we were able to get the frame now in a position where we can get it out from underneath that truck, and we can then start to swap everything over to the new frame. So we'll be showing that next, I guess, because that's going to be the next step. We can try and get that out of there, get the suspension out from under the front of it, and then start moving everything over to the new frame. That's going to be the next step. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, put your comments down below. If you think this is good content, not good content, if you think my videoing is good, bad, whatever it is, just let me know. Help me out here on trying to get better with these videos. And I hope you enjoyed. We'll try and continue to record stuff that'll help you if you're trying to do this kind of thing on your own and trying to you know, get something as challenging as this. You think it may not be able to be done. I know that I was kind of skeptical of whether I'd be able to get this accomplished, especially in my driveway, without the proper tools. But now that I've got everything kind of in a position to be able to get that thing out of there, things are starting to look up a little bit. Of course, I won't be resting comfortably until we get the other frame in there, get it bolted up, and get some suspension parts under it, because you know, that's when I'll feel comfortable and safe that it's going to be fine and won't fall down and nothing else will happen. So yes, please tell your friends. I haven't seen this anywhere else, anybody else doing this in a driveway or this way. So please share with your friends, like it, comment, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye.